Well, good morning, good morning. It's 8:27. We're going to gong ourselves in at 8:30. I see that we are on Facebook. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. We're going to start Coffee with Casper at 8:30. If we're on Facebook, that also means we're on YouTube. I see YouTube just came up. So we are technologically on the smooth today. Let me know when you're checking in, where you're checking in from, where you are. It's Tuesdays, and it's Coffee with Casper in 2 minutes. Casper is down the sidelines over here with Teddy. Apparently he's found some lizards that were quite interesting. Casper, what you doing? There he is. There's the Casper boy. Come on up. Oop, there you are. There you are. There you are. And there comes the Teddy. There we go. Good morning. Tell me where you are, where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here. It's Tuesday morning. 2 minutes to go, and we're going to start Coffee with Casper. There we go. Here's the Teddy boy. You want to see the Teddy boy too? There's the Teddy boy. There's the guys. There's the boys. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Everybody down now. Okay. Oh, dog pile. 8:29. I'm not getting... Oh, there's Candace Fagan from Palm Desert. Good morning, Candace. That christening went really great. I thank you again for all the help with that. It was a nice moment with all the families. All right. Nice to see you. Let me know where you're, Harold. Oh, okay. Very good. I see Harold Payne has a birthday today. Wonderful, talented musician and storyteller. Okay. 8:29. We're going to take a couple deep breaths. We're going to remind ourselves for this next 20 minutes about who we are and what we're doing in the world. What do you think of that idea? There we go. We like it. All right. If you're on Facebook, you can make a comment and I'll see you. Candace is the only one I can see so far. That doesn't mean that's all that's happening, but we sure are glad that you're here. Okay. 8:30, here we go. There's Becky from South Carolina. Nice to see you, Becky. Okay, here we go. We're going to take a big, deep breath in. We're going to let out the sound ah. You want that breath to go into the belly and sort of remind you it's the holy breath, right? Every breath is a holy breath when we pay attention, right? Big, deep breath in. Ah, relaxing the shoulders. And just becoming present to this moment. Now, the gong is just to remind us that we are broadcasting a signal that comes out of the sum total of our awareness and is creating a tone. That tone is hitting the law of the circle and returning to us as the multiple dimensions of our own experience. Okay, another big deep breath in. And now bring that awareness up into your heart center. And here we are. Well, good morning. Good morning. Let me know where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here. There's a bunch of people. There's Ann Aloha from Hawaii. Good to see you. Let me get this volume down over there. There we go. All right. Nice to see everybody this morning. Let's have a good time. So if you're reading the newspapers or watching the news or concerned about the movement of humanity, I think, in everyone's time, they were concerned about the movement of humanity. And we're in a time where we're all concerned. However, we also know there are two things going on. There's the letting go of the eons of misunderstanding, and there's the accepting and embodying of the underlying order of the universe, which was really pointed out to us just recently in the Artemis mission as they went further away from the planet than they'd ever seen and looked back and see the one planet. And when they were, for those 40 minutes, completely out of touch, boy, was it nice to see that one planet. It was there, and that's home. And that's where we know that the planets are spinning, universe upon universe, galaxy upon galaxy, goes on for infinity. And so we are just one part of it, of an awakening unfoldment of the world. So Hey, Paul, nice to see you from downtown LA today. Arlene from San Clemente, nice to see all these great awakening souls. Pam Frasca from up in Napa Valley. Well, look at all these wise people we've got. So, thank God we have wise people, because the book, The Science of Mind, written by the philosopher Ernest Holmes in the last century, says these lessons are dedicated to that truth that frees humans from themselves and sets them on a path to a greater reality, to see through the mist into the eternal reality. So you and I are the ones who are daily waking up, greeting the day, remembering the I am presence, that I am that I am, and we can feel in just our connection here this morning, I am that I am, and so is everybody else here, and we're aware of it. And so now we get into a much bigger picture, which is, all right, if you've seen all of the artistry from the Middle Ages all the way through the Renaissance, all the way to now, and all the fine cathedrals and chapels and churches and temples and extraordinary buildings, all trying to display or create the greatness of the infinite itself, the infinite presence itself, which is beyond our imagination. So we just do the best we can to surrender to the greatness that is all around us, right? The Native Americans used to hold the babies up to the sun, up to the sky when they were born, and say to them, "Behold, the only thing greater than yourself." Right? The presence that is the self is the thing that's greater. So here's where I would like to have us focus, those who would like to choose to feel better, to go deeper into their own true and eternal nature, to touch that law of harmony, and then through the touching of that law of harmony that's underneath everything, right, we then bring greater peace into our own lives. So here's I love this line from Dr. Holmes, and I want us to work with it because it's a simple line, and it's a line that invites you to go deeper and deeper into practicing the presence. And here's the line. You were born to have fun living, to consciously commune with the power that is within and around you, and to grow and expand forever. Now, we were talking about the Gandhi quote, which is, be the change you want to see in the world. And we said, but in order to be the change, you have to see, each one of us has to see for ourselves the change that we would like to be in the world, right? How would we like to see the world? So if you were born to have fun living, no matter what's going on around you, to know that you came from the light with intention. The intention is the soft honing device that steers our whole lives. So we always want to put our attention on our intention. So if we're going to grow and expand forever, what does that look like? How do we begin to dream that impossible dream? Well, I always say, I love the quote, we've shared it many, many times here on Coffee with Casper, that the soul has two faces, from Meister Eckhart. The soul has two faces. One is gazing at the glory of God. The soul is looking up at the internal, external reality of expansion and forever, and gazing at every kind of spiritual image we've ever seen. Angels and archangels and guides and dimensions of life and soulmates and team supporters and spirit guides and whatever you've ever heard and whatever the artwork you've ever seen, the cherubs and we begin to see this kingdom of the glory. One is gazing at the glory of God. And now if that glory is so much bigger than even our imagination, even human artistry, even human willingness to surrender and build these temples and mosques and churches, all symbolizing the greatness of the Holy One, the awakening of the Buddha, the awakening of the cosmic Christ. All of these things are art bigger than we are, in order that we can have humility in the midst of it. Humility is to see how you can serve all, how you can be a beneficial presence in the world. And you can't do it from your egoic nature. We see what's happening in the power plays of the world with all these people saying it's all about me, and it's not. It's behold the only thing greater than yourself. It's all about that. You were born to have fun living, and you came in here saying, I want to have this opportunity to be on this third planet from the sun in this galaxy called the Milky Way, this tiny little place in infinitude that is so filled with beauty and magnificence. You can see it in the morning all around me here today, probably in the morning all around you today, if you really begin to look. Now, to consciously commune with the divine presence, and this is wonderful, that's within me. There's a divine presence within me, and it's also around me. It's one of the reasons, and I'm sure you have a very similar, because we're birds of a feather flocking together. We're vibrating close enough to go, oh, there is something called spiritual magnificence. There is the great I am that I am. This was from Emmett Fox. Your real self is the presence of God within you. That's the actual real you, the one that came from the light, that's going to return to the light, that has the coat of skins. That presence is within you, but it's also around you. So that's why one of the ways to anchor ourselves so profoundly is to be in nature and to pay attention to its nature. I had the opportunity this weekend to be down in San Diego in Mission Bay and sit by the ocean a lot while I was watching our oldest grandchild graduate from university, and surrounded in love, surrounded in joy, surrounded in celebration, surrounded in beauty, and allowing that beauty to touch me, to allow the mist of the sea to touch you, the smell of the air around you to touch you. Right now, there's a very gentle breeze. It's going to be 85 degrees and lovely here in Southern California today. And the gentle breeze is touching me even as the animals are running behind me, playing and enjoying their lives. And this is how we commune with the presence, that it's not only within us, but it's around us. It's everywhere. And it's touching you from every way. And that's why we talked about, as you perceive, you will receive. So until you get a perception of the heavenliness that's in and around you, you're not going to be able to experience it. When you get a perception, then you can ask and seek and knock, where is the wonder? What is the glory that my soul is gazing at, even as it's directing me in this day to grow and expand according to my own pace, according to my own level of tolerance. Joseph Campbell, the great storyteller, remind us that in his lectures with Bill Moyer, famous set of video series, right? He asked, what is the most challenging thing in life? Well, the most challenging thing in life, Joseph Campbell said, is to tolerate your bliss. You were born to have fun living. You got accepted in the school of planet Earth and the experience of humanness to grow and expand. And what does that look like to you? What would it mean to call into your life the law of harmony, to live from love and joy and peace? And when all of the saints and sages and mystics and prophets and artists and poets and scientists and doctors and astronomers and physicists all around, throughout the whole spectrum of intelligence, everybody goes, well, love, it's what it's about. It's all about love. So we can't just use that word love thinking that it has to do with romance or eros or any of those things. Love is the energy, the impulsion of the universe. Because absolute intelligence itself loves itself, it wants to experience itself, it wants to know itself, and it created you. As I am a self-conscious being. I am aware of myself. And now that growing and expansion and capacity to perceive the elegance of the universe, to see the glory of the God, to see through the mist to the peace that's in the midst, to see infinite compassion in a world that somehow thinks warring against one another or believing one color, one race, one way of being, one religion. It's all too big for that. It's all too big to be one. It's all one. And until we can start seeing that beauty in and through and around us everywhere, and allow our perceptions to open up, what is it today that I might grow more profoundly into the reality of my own divinity, into the reality of the glory of the Most High, which is the I am. Dr. Holmes says to daily to meditate on the goodness of life, to meditate on the goodness of life, to see through the mist into your own life and all the goodness that's there. And wherever there's fear or doubt or worry or challenges, to bring that goodness of life to the surface, to say, even in this there is something beautiful and I'm willing to perceive it. And if I can perceive it, I can be it, right? So this is you were born to consciously commune. So we're talking about to turn the love up. This Martin Luther King said a long time ago, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth leaves everyone blind and the world toothless. This old model of believing in war and believing in my good must be had before your good is had, and not believing that you can open the portals of infinite good. You don't see the planet all of a sudden deciding it doesn't want to grow the seeds. In every country, in every land, if you give the seed, soil, plant, and what it needs, it will grow. And so you are that great seed. To meditate on the goodness of life and embody the great ideal that I am the one awakening to the glory of God in me, and through me, as me in experience. I am the one that must reach into the infinite sea of possibility and draw out this greater good. Casper wants to come up. Come on up. That a boy. You are the one who can reach into yourself and perceive a greater degree of love, and perceive a greater degree of joy, and perceive a greater degree of laughter. Laughter and joy is the infallible sign of the presence. And so we are the ones who must bring forth the presence, the connection in love, our appreciation for the life that's all around us. We must, each one of us must do it. And it can't just be, that's why this idea of, I love the idea of Sunday celebrations and people getting together to honor the greater good all the time. I think that's a wonderful thing. But it can't be done one day a week. You can't live the joy of the ever-present intensity and immensity of the divine until you start tuning into the intensity and immensity of the divine and start drawing that greater good into your life through your conscious awareness, through your conscious asking and seeking and knocking for a greater revelation of the whole truth of your being, that I am the awakening one. I am the awakening Buddha, Atman, Christ. I am one with Jesus and Buddha, the saints, the mystics, the prophets, the way showers that have all touched the hem of the garment and gone, oh my God, what is this life? What is this joy? What is this possibility of the I am that I am? You are not your thoughts. You are the one having the thoughts. And you have the right to grab the tiller. That's what steers the rudder of the boat. You have the right to steer the rudder of your life toward the ascending spiral of your spiritual magnificence, which is to tolerate your bliss in a greater way than you ever had before. To be able to see the good, to honor the good, and then to be able to knock on the door of that greater good and say, good and more good is mine. There is no limit to the good that is mine. Everywhere I look, I see this good, I feel this good. It crowds itself against me, it multiplies itself around me, and I am a beneficial presence in the world. I came from the light to bring forth the light. The way I bring forth the light is by bringing it forth in me first. Let me bring forth the pattern of my radiant, vibrant, dynamic health. Let me bring forth the fountain of my eternal youth and beauty into my conscious awareness today, into my mind, into my body, and into my experience today, regardless whether I'm 16 or 70, it doesn't make any difference. Or 92. Drawing on the greater and deeper levels of joy and life and possibility, because your mind is awake, alive, awake, and in tune, and it is the creative instrument of the world. The thoughts moving through the sum total of your awareness is creating your experience, and your consciousness, therefore, is what is bringing you a greater good. And the only way to get a greater good into your life, an anchored greater good into your life that it continues to expand, is to anchor yourself on the infinite, on that you can rely, to practice, to daily have fun living, to commune with this presence that is not only within you, but all around you, and to notice it, and to give praise and thanksgiving, and to multiply it. As the good comes into your life, notice it, say thank you. And as you draw the greater impossible dream, what would it be to grow and expand forever? Wow. And to have fun forever. To be in the one, as the one, with the one, appreciating and seeing it in a greater way in each and every day. And as I do, therefore the power of love, the light of love, the joy of love, the peace of love, the profundity of love begins to pour into my life in an ever more exciting way than ever before. You were born to have fun living, to consciously commune with the presence that is within and around you, and to grow and expand forever. This is our to-do. So as we've gathered here this morning, hi Elise, nice to see you from Burbank. As we've gathered here this morning, and we're gathering together and connecting and remembering and drawing it forth, all we ask you to do, as this part of this community of souls that know they are one with the one, that know they're growing in this day, that are choosing to awaken to a greater joy and a greater love in this day, to tolerate bliss in a more fantastic way than ever before in this day, with everything that's happening in your life, to bring your conscious awareness to it so that you can be a light in the world. You are a light in the world. If you found anything valuable in our time together today, share this video. Share it on LinkedIn. Go to YouTube and like. Share it in your groups. Share it wherever you can. Today we're in a technology where we can keep putting it out there, that there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. And you are using it. And who you are is spiritual magnificence. And I'm honored to be here with you in this day, in this time, whenever you're seeing the video or any part of it, to know that you are part of an awakening world, and together we're making a huge difference. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching with Coffee with Casper. We'll be back there's Casper. We'll be back next week on Coffee with Casper. And until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.